All right. So, with 15 years of telecom experience, our next keynote speaker is going to share the ultimate playbook for white label VoIP. He is here to help MSPs selling UCaaS stand out from today's overcrowded marketplace. Dear attendees, please welcome Kevin Langford, the Canadian Channel Manager at SkySwitch.
Hi there. Well, thank you very much for the introduction. Again, my name is Kevin Langford. I am the Canadian Channel Manager for SkySwitch up in Canada. The topic today is to switch or not to switch. Is white label the answer? White label is not necessarily the answer for everyone, reseller or white label. Well, we're going to cover this in the next few slides. But sometimes some people are fine with just a commission check. You get your 5-10% every month. And some people want to own the customer. Some people want to increase their EBITDA, and some people want to build their business as well. Again, there's no right or wrong answer here, but we're going to explore both options. So essentially, there's 3 levels of VoIP. There's the agent where it's quick and easy, nice and money. You submit the lead, you get paid the finder's fee, small monthly recurring revenue, and off to the races you go. That's not necessarily secured based on certain agreements that may be out there. You might be limited to a 1-year, 2-year, or 5-year, or it might just be a one-time lump sum. Results may vary. The other option is as a reseller. You'll be selling somebody else's brand and somebody else's solution. You deploy the solution, you're going to make some margin on the hardware, and you're still going to get a commission check, but you still don't necessarily own the customer. The company you're working with can switch the platform or switch the pricing. You don't have total control. And some people are fine with that. Some people want to go and have full control. And that's where white label is. You sell your solution to your customer with your brand, your look, your feel. You deploy your solution and you're still making margin on the hardware. However, you're going to be making up to 75% profit on the monthly recurring revenue. So you're going to be building your customer base, building your dollar value into your company. So when it comes time to the exit strategy, 10, 15, 30 years down the road, you want to be on that boat fishing on Lake Muskoka. This is probably what you want to be looking into. So on the bigger side of the fence, you have resellers and white labels. The differences are pretty much black and white. On the reseller, as I mentioned before, the vendor owns the customer. On the white label, you do, which is big in some instances. Some people don't care, right? You can have my customer, just give me my commission check. But some people want to be able to stay with the customer and be sticky and offer them more services and grow the business and offer other options as well as add-ons. The vendors will control the pricing. In the white label cases, you do. The reseller, it's the logo. White label, it's you. Vendors have the ability to upsell your customer on a reseller platform, which I've seen in the market before. And it's an unfortunate situation to where they bring out a new product. You're not necessarily aware of it. They're going to upsell it and you might get cut out of the commission. So at the end of the day, some people are fine with it, but do you want it or not? With white label, you're securing the monthly recurring. There's a contract, there's a term, so you know that monthly recurring is coming in and you can grow with more services added on. And again, you increase your EBITDA and you're building equity into your business. So when you do sell it, like I said before, you're going to be growing the business. So let's just take a look at the dollar value here. User scenario of 125 users, right? Monthly user price, let's just say is about $25. So that's going to bring in a revenue of $31.25. So as an agent, I'm throwing rough numbers out there. You're going to see a $500 finder's fee, right? As far as monthlies, you're getting about 5% commission, which breaks out to be $156. Annual is $1,800, and break them numbers over 24 being 18. Typo there. And 36 months is $5,000. So some people are fine running with it, and some people would like to see more money. So as a reseller, you're going to get margin on the phone, and I'm putting a comfortable number of $20 per device out there, and you're going to be making about $2,500 profit, right? At 15% margin, right, or 15% commission, you're looking at $468 per month. Annually, you're $5,000, 11,000, sorry, for 24 months, and 16,000 for 36 months. So those numbers do grow, more responsibility, more margin, more profit. And in a white label world, you're still making that $20 per user on the hardware. Most cases you can get more depending on what devices are out there and what the users go with. They also offer out their device as a service, so your customer can rent the device and there's a lease built into that. On the monthly side, you're looking at $25 a user where you're going out to selling it as. Approximate cost, you're looking at about $7.40 Canadian. That includes DID and some telco usage. Approximate profit, you're looking at about $17 a user, which brings in about $2,000 in rev. So 12 months for 125 users, you're looking at $26,000. 24 months will bring you 52, and 36 months is 79. So responsibilities from one over the next, as you can see, from agent to reseller to white label, there is a significant gap. Now, the responsibilities and the engagement, as I've mentioned before, and I'll mention it again, will vary, right? The more you're engaged with the customer, the more you want to be engaged with the customer, the more you're going to be able to make, right? And everyone wants to build their equity as well into the business. So let's just turn this into 500 users, right? So the agent over 12 months will see $7,000. A reseller will see about 22, but someone who's doing white label will see just over 100 grand. Now, ask yourself the question, do you want to see a commission check or do you want to get the monthly reoccurring? So getting started, research. I can't stress this enough. Regardless of what platform you're going out there, whether you're reselling it or you're going white label, know who you're going into partnership with, okay? Know who they are, do research on them, do due diligence, find out everything about them, because this is just not a dinner date, right? This is just not, going out for drinks. At the end of the day, this is a partnership, a relationship that you're building long term. And divorces, well, they're expensive and disruptive for your customers. An analogy I've used before is replanting a tree. You've got a bunch of trees around your house and you need to, sorry, my slides. Sorry about that. You got a bunch of trees around your house and you got to move them, right? You got to move a dozen trees. Unfortunately, not all of them are going to make it. So you transplant a customer from one platform to the next. Not necessarily all of them are going to stick around. So you need to make sure that who you're going to get into bed with, who you're getting a relationship with, is on a long-term platform, long-term relationship. And as far as the platform itself, the biggest thing is knowledge and training. You need to know your platform inside out and backwards, not only on the technical side for being able to sell it on the feature side of the fence. You need to know what you have so you'll be able to answer your customers. The onboarding process with whatever switch provider you go with is crucial. They should be able to help you with your first few customers, get onboarded, get started, get your feet wet, because it's going to be difficult in the onboarding process. It's always bumpy. The question is, who's going to be there for you to help you out, right? Nothing is horrible more than having a customer breathing over your shoulder when porting is not going right and they're trying to figure it out, or there's a port on the firewall not working, or the phone's not registering. So at the end of the day, you need to be ready and armed and ready to go. And support is huge. When something does go wrong, there's no perfect platform out there. When something goes wrong, you need to have a platform provider or a partner, whoever it is, that's going to have your back and is going to be able to help you when something does go wrong, so you can be the hero and you can fix the problem. Continuous learning is key because features evolve, platforms evolve. Is your switch provider or your partner or distributor, whoever you're with, keeping you in the loop of what's coming up? Are they keeping up with the trends? Are they keeping up with the technology, what's going out there? Are they looking beyond what's currently in the market? Are they looking 10 years out, 5 years out, or are they only keeping up with the demand? That's something you got to look at. As far as growing your platform scalability, that's huge. There's a lot of platforms out there that have limitations. The user registrations, call recordings, BLFs, and all that stuff. It's great starting off with a couple hundred users, but there's some platforms out there that you're going to hit a wall and you hit capacity and you're going to have call quality issues. You need to be able to scale, add a user, no problem, and sleep at night not worrying about it. As I mentioned before, latest and greatest technologies involving SMS, Teams integration. There's so much out there, omni-channel. Is your platform keeping up? And I've said it before and I'll say it again, support, support. If you're not going to be able to support your customer, somebody else will. They'll do the job for you. And unfortunately, customers can go on Google, go on Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever, and easily transplant their services from you to someone else. And you just lost a customer. So best bet is to have all the tools. So there's two ways of doing this on the white label side of the fence. You're going to do it yourself. You're looking over an excess of $100,000 investment to get the job done properly, and that's single site. Is your solution truly scalable, right? Fully hosted, they handle all the network infrastructure and all that stuff. Do it yourself. Well, one site, you have X cost. You add more sites, geo redundancy, you're adding more licensing, you're adding more hardware. The costs are going to drive up. So at the end of the day, your fixed user cost isn't really a fixed user cost. It's turning out to be more on the do-it-yourself side of the fence. Hardware maintenance costs. You're not going to buy a server and expect it to last 10 years. Rule of thumb is typically anywhere from 3 to 5 years is where the server life expectancy is to where you're going to go in and replace that hardware, because you're not going to be walking around using a ticking time bomb, pardon the expression, 6 years down the road. As I mentioned before, geosite redundancy, the more locations you add, the more hardware you add, the more it's going to cost the licensing hardware and data centers. You're going to need some staff as well to support this, right? One-man operations can only do so much until they wear themselves out thin, until customers are experiencing the pain, until call quality and customer service is suffering. So do you have a team behind you? What's that going to cost you? On do-it-yourself platforms, I don't want to say do-it-yourself, but platforms that are be purchased. The fraud prevention tools, how good are they? That's one thing, because fraud can add up really fast. Let's use a great example. A little island outside of Australia, Vanuatu. It's about $9 a minute. You got 10 phones registering and making 10 calls to that island. That turns into $90 a minute. Go through 10 minutes, that's $900. How quick is your platform to detect it? Typically fully hosted providers, you're not the only customer on the solution. They're able to keep track of what's going on. They're seeing the registrations, and suddenly they're going to see registrations in an area that's kind of weird and that's bouncing from one partner to another. Then it's going to get blacklisted. Troubleshooting tools. You're guilty until you're proven yourself innocent. Your customer is coming to you for call quality issues. They're not calling their ISP first, they're calling you. You need to prove to the IT guy who will believe his network is absolutely perfect that it really is their network, and you're going to go in there and work with them to fix it, because it's not your solution, because you got hundreds and hundreds of users out there, but unfortunately it's that one site that's experiencing call quality issues. So again, you need to make sure that you have all the tools out there to troubleshoot and diagnose it. How much staff are you going to need? The more you grow, the more staff you're going to need. Fully hosted solutions, a lot of times will offer solutions to help you. And porting itself, we all know in Canada that porting can be a nightmare with the losing providers. You know, you didn't dot your I's and cross your T's. You're submitting the paperwork. You got to make sure the paperwork you submit is accurate. Do you have a porting team behind you that'll make sure you submitted it and will fight on your behalf to ensure that the port is successful on time, right? Another thing white label service providers do add is branded tier support. So they're going to be able to answer the phone calls in your name, in your company, answer the emails accordingly to allow you to do what you do best, is go out there and sell. If you have your own platform, you're on yourself, you're going to have to hire some staff. That's going to cost extras. So things you might want to consider. Migration services. Does your platform or your new platform provider offer migration services? This is huge. This transplanting is not simple. It's a very delicate situation to where when you're moving one customer to another, all the I's need to be crossed, all the auto attendants and all the features need to be transposed as much as possible. The call recordings, the greetings, as much as possible to make the impact to the end user as little as possible, because you want to minimize the bumps along the way. Provisioning services, to have someone go in there and help you along the way to do some of the work for you, adding users to the system, deleting them, making MAC address changes, and all that fun stuff. And a white glove porting service that will allow you to submit all the information and to go along the way and help the customer become more active and rather quick. So at the end of the day, you need to look at, you're going to have multiple switches out there. Which one do you want to partner with? So at the UCaaS side of the fence, all the different applications out there, you got to step back and see what's available and make your decision from there. It's not a quick, ordering a menu item off at a restaurant. Are there any questions? I'd like to thank everyone for their time. Any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly, kevin@skyswitch.ca, or drop me an email, drop me a phone call, text me, 416-628-6005, or visit our website, skyswitch.ca. Just a reminder, everybody, please, by all means, check out our booth, drop your business card off. We are giving away a Yealink wireless headset to a lucky winner. Draw will be held in about a half hour, and looking forward to speaking and engaging with everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kevin. It's a pleasure to have you. Like Kevin mentioned, do visit SkySwitch booth. We have plenty of opportunities to connect. We have representatives from SkySwitch there waiting for you. So please do that.